Have you ever been in an argument where you knew you were right but you still lost? Have you ever walked away from a confrontation only to think of the perfect comeback 3 hours later when you were alone in your room? That feeling of frustration, of powerlessness, keeps you awake at night. It burns. Most people think arguments are about logic. They think if they just explain the facts, the other person will understand. This is a lie. Arguments are not about facts. They are about emotion, status, and dominance. Humans are not rational machines. We are emotional creatures who use logic to justify our feelings. If you try to win with logic, you will fail. To win, you must understand the dark psychology of verbal warfare. You must learn how to dismantle your opponent's ego, disarm their attacks, and make them agree with you, without them even realizing you forced them to do it. Today, we are giving you the codes. We will break down 7 psychological weapons that lawyers, master negotiators, and elite manipulators use to destroy their opponents verbally. By the end of this video, you will never be speechless again. You will be the one controlling the frame. Weapon number 1, the Calmness Mirror. The first rule of psychological warfare is simple. The person who gets angry first loses. Anger is a reaction. If you react, you are following their lead. You are the puppet. When someone attacks you, insults you, or raises their voice, they are looking for a specific fuel. They need your anger to justify their own. If you scream back, you give them what they want. You validate their aggression. Instead, use the Calmness Mirror. When they shout, you lower your voice. When they speed up, you slow down. When they stand up and wave their arms, you sit back and relax your shoulders. Look at them with a look of mild curiosity, as if you are watching a child throw a temper tantrum. This triggers a phenomenon called mirror neuron dissonance. Their brain wants to sync with yours, but you are refusing to sync with their chaos. This causes them to panic subconsciously. They will either lower their energy to match yours, or they will escalate until they look crazy to everyone else in the room. Either way, you win. Your silence is louder than their screaming. Weapon number 2, the Socratic Trap. Amateurs make statements. Masters ask questions. When you make a statement like, "You are wrong," you create a wall. The other person's ego immediately goes into defense mode. They stop listening and start planning their counterattack. To bypass their defense, you must use the Socratic method.
Instead of attacking their idea, ask questions that lead them to destroy their own argument.
If someone says, "This project is a disaster," do not say, "No, it's not."
Ask, what specific part of the project do you think is failing?
They might say, "The timeline is too short."
You ask, based on the current resources, what timeline would you suggest is realistic?
By asking questions, you force them to explain their logic. Often, people argue based on emotion, not fact. When you force them to explain the details, they stumble. They realize they don't have a real argument. You didn't fight them. You just handed them the shovel and they dug their own grave. Weapon number 3, labeling the intent. This is a high-level technique used to stop passive-aggressive attacks instantly. Sometimes people don't attack you directly. They use sarcasm, backhanded compliments, or subtle digs to undermine you. If you get angry, they say, "Relax, I was just joking. You are too sensitive." This is a trap called gaslighting. To destroy this, you must label the intent. You must drag their hidden motive into the light. When they make a sarcastic comment, look them in the eye and say calmly, "It sounds like you are trying to make me look incompetent in front of the team. Is that your goal?"
Or if they try to guilt trip you, say, "It seems like you are trying to make me feel guilty, so I agree to your terms." Is that what is happening?
By naming the tactic, you disable it. You strip away their camouflage. They will immediately retreat and say, "No, of course not," because manipulators operate in the shadows. Once you shine a light on their game, they run. Weapon number 4, the fogging technique. What happens when you punch a brick wall? You break your hand. What happens when you punch a thick fog? Nothing. Your hand goes right through and the fog remains. In an argument, be the fog. When someone criticizes you with a grain of truth, do not deny it. Agree with it.
If someone says, "You are always late, you are so irresponsible,"
Most people would fight back. "I am not irresponsible, there was traffic."
This is resistance. Resistance creates friction.
Instead, use fogging. Say, "You are right, I was late today and I can see why that annoys you."
Boom, the argument is over. You agreed with the fact, you were late, but you ignored the insult, you are irresponsible. By agreeing, you removed their target. They prepared a whole fight. They had all their ammunition ready, but you just took the wind out of their sails. They have nothing left to push against. It is incredibly frustrating for them, and incredibly empowering for you. Weapon number 5, reframing the narrative. He who defines the words wins the war. Arguments are often battles over frames. A frame is the perspective through which we see the situation.
If your boss says, "This mistake is going to cost us money,"
The frame is, you made a mistake, you are a liability.
If you accept this frame, you lose. You must reframe. You say, "I don't see it as a cost. I see it as a necessary investment in learning which will save us 10 times more money in the future. Now we know exactly what not to do."
Suddenly, you are not a liability. You are a strategic asset. If a partner says, "You never spend time with me, you are obsessed with work." Reframe. I am working this hard specifically so we can have the future we talked about. I am building this for us.
Never accept a negative label. Take their sentence, spin the meaning, and give it back to them as a positive.
Weapon number 6. The false dichotomy, the illusion of choice. We talked about the illusion of choice before, but in an argument, it becomes a weapon called the false dichotomy. When you want to end an argument on your terms, never ask an open-ended question like, "What do you want to do?" This gives them too much power. Instead, give them 2 choices that both favor you. Let's say you are arguing about a refund with a customer service agent or a deadline with a client. Don't ask, "Can you help me?" Say, "Do you want to resolve this now over the phone? Or should I escalate this to your supervisor and we resolve it via email?" They will choose to resolve it now because the second option is painful for them. In a relationship argument, do you want to keep shouting and ruin the night? Or do you want to take 10 minutes to cool down so we can fix this? You frame the situation so that fixing it, your goal, seems like the only logical path. You are guiding a rat through a maze, but the rat thinks it is choosing the path. Weapon number 7, strategic silence. We saved the most powerful weapon for last. Silence is violent. In Western culture, people are terrified of silence. We feel the need to fill every second with noise.
When you are in a heated negotiation or an argument and the other person gives you a ridiculous answer or an insult, do not speak.
Look them right in the eyes, keep your face neutral, and count to 4 in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. That 4 seconds will feel like 4 hours to them. Their brain will go into panic mode. They will think, "Did I go too far? Does he know something I don't? Why isn't he reacting?" Usually, they will break the silence themselves. They will start backpedaling, explaining themselves, or offering a concession just to end the tension. I'm not saying you're bad at your job. I'm just saying they are negotiating against themselves. Silence creates a vacuum. Let them fill it with their own mistakes. Conclusion. Arguments are unavoidable, but losing them is a choice. The tools we gave you today, the Calmness Mirror, the Socratic Trap, fogging and reframing, are your armor and your sword. But remember, the goal of a true master is not to destroy the other person. The goal is to get what you want. Sometimes, the best way to win an argument is to let the other person think they won, while you silently walk away with the prize. That is true power. Most people are slaves to their emotions. They react, they scream, they cry. You are different. You observe, you calculate, you execute. If you want to learn how to read people's minds before they even open their mouths, subscribe to Psychology Decoded. The next video will turn you into a human lie detector. Class dismissed.